Have you ever felt stuck, like you try so hard to change, but after a few days or weeks, you just slide right back into old habits? Maybe you swear you'll start running every morning, or you'll stop eating fast food, or you'll finally get your finances in order. But then, life happens, and before you know it, you're right where you started. If you're nodding your head right now, trust me, you're not alone. I've been there more times than I can count. But here's what I've realized after reading Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's not that you're lazy or weak or have zero discipline. It's that you haven't built a system that supports you. This book hit me hard with one main truth. Tiny habits, repeated over time, change everything. That's it. Small changes feel pointless in the moment, but they compound. That's where the magic happens. Let me tell you a quick story. A couple of years ago, I decided to get in shape. I was motivated. I bought new shoes, signed up for the gym, even made a killer playlist. For about a week, I was unstoppable. But the second week, work got busy, my energy dropped, and I quit. Sound familiar? It wasn't that I was a quitter. It was that my system was based on motivation alone, and motivation is flaky. The real change came months later when I decided to make things ridiculously easy. I told myself, I will do 5 push-ups after brushing my teeth. That's it. No hero goals, just 5 push-ups. And you know what? Once I got down on the floor, I usually did more than 5 anyway. James Clear calls this the 2-minute rule. Any new habit should take less than 2 minutes to start, because once you start, it's easier to keep going. That one rule changed my entire approach. And let's talk about why tiny habits work. Think of an airplane flying from Los Angeles to New York. If you change its course by just a couple of degrees, you'll end up in Washington, D.C. instead. That tiny shift, multiplied over hours, totally changes the destination. That's what habits do in your life. Okay, let's break down the 4 laws of behavior change from the book, but in plain language. 1. Make it obvious. If your habit is hidden, you'll forget. When I wanted to drink more water, I used to leave the bottle in the kitchen, and of course, I never drank enough. Now I keep a huge water bottle right on my desk. Can't miss it. If you want to read more, put the book on your pillow so you see it before bed. That one simple visual trigger is powerful. 2. Make it attractive. Let's be real. You won't stick to something that feels miserable. James talks about temptation bundling. For example, if you love Netflix, but you want to do more cardio, only let yourself watch Netflix while you're on the treadmill. That way, the habit becomes something you look forward to instead of dreading. 3. Make it easy. I know you're tempted to go all in. I'll meditate 30 minutes every day, but that's a trap. Instead, make it so easy you can't say no. Meditate for 1 minute, journal 1 sentence, go for a 1-minute walk. If you want to get stronger, do 2 push-ups. Build the habit muscle first, then expand. 4. Make it satisfying. Our brains love rewards. So you've got to celebrate your wins. Cross the day off on a calendar. Give yourself a tiny treat. Tell a friend about your progress. That feeling of accomplishment makes your brain say, let's do this again. Now let's flip it. How do you break bad habits? You use the inverse of the 4 laws. Make it invisible. Throw away the junk food. Unfollow toxic people. If it's not in your space, it can't tempt you. Make it unattractive. Remind yourself why it's bad. Think of that sugar crash after too many cookies. Picture the headache after too much scrolling. Make the habit feel gross in your mind. Make it difficult. Add obstacles. Put your phone in another room if you want to focus. Log out of social media. Make the bad habit harder to reach. Make it unsatisfying. Add a consequence. Promise your friend $5 every time you skip the gym. That sting will make you think twice. But here's the most powerful part of the book. And honestly, it changed how I see everything. Identity change. James Clear says, don't just focus on what you want to achieve, focus on who you want to become. Let me explain. If you say, I'm trying to quit smoking, you're still telling yourself you're a smoker. But if you say, I don't smoke, that's a new identity. You start acting like the person you believe you are. I tried this with running. Instead of, I want to run a 5K, I told myself, I am a runner. Suddenly, running felt natural. Every jog was a vote for my new identity. It wasn't about forcing myself anymore. It was about living up to who I believed I was. Ask yourself, who is the kind of person who achieves what I want? And then start acting like that person in small ways, right now. Every tiny action is a vote for your future identity. Let's get practical for a second. If you're watching this and wondering, okay, where do I start? Here are a few simple ideas. Pick one small habit. Don't try to fix your entire life at once. Make it so easy, you could do it even on your worst day. Connect it to something you already do, like brushing your teeth. Celebrate every tiny win. A check mark on a calendar is enough. And keep reminding yourself, this is who I am now. Look, I know it's hard to be patient. We live in a world that loves fast results. But remember the ice cube story. Nothing happens for a long time. Then suddenly, everything changes. Your habits are like planting seeds. You don't dig them up the next day to check if they're growing. You trust the process. Keep watering them. Keep showing up. The results will come, even if you can't see them yet. Before we wrap up, let me give you a couple more personal stories. A while back, I wanted to get better at journaling, but I'd never stick with it. So I did one tiny thing. I left my journal open on my pillow, literally open to a blank page. So at night before bed, it would stare me in the face. No excuses. Guess what? I wrote something almost every night, and those short entries started turning into longer reflections over time. Another one, I used to snack a lot at night. I'd tell myself, don't do it, but the chips were right there. So what worked? I just stopped buying them. Sounds stupidly simple, but that was it. No chips in the house, no late night binging. Out of sight, out of mind. All right, I really want you to remember this. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. It is systems that save you when motivation is gone. It is habits that carry you through the rough days. And every small action, every 1% improvement is a brick in the house you're building for your future. So think about it. What is one tiny habit you can start today? Not next week, not Monday, today. Maybe it's one push-up, one glass of water, one sentence in your journal. That's enough to get the ball rolling. Because tiny changes are not tiny. They're the beginning of massive change. If you found this helpful, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with someone you know who might need to hear it. And hey, leave me a comment down below. What small habit are you going to work on this week? I'd really love to hear your answers. Thanks for spending your time with me today. And remember, small habits, repeated daily, create big results. I'll see you in the next video.